Have you ever watched those Instagram reels, Facebook, whatever, and they're just out there? It's like, oh my God, are these people on crack? I happen to have one of them here, Ben Puzzoli, with the no W, but for some reason we pronounce it.
I guess.
And he is part of the Not a Poor Decision line.
Channel, yeah. Pouring is like the bar pouring, right?
Yes,
like not
P-O-U-R.
Not the pour like from my divorces. Like
Hey, I waited and got married once.
You were smart.
He's across all platforms, and he also has a website. And Not a Poor Decision is actually kind of a movement.
Absolutely, it's to change the world, okay? And yesterday my friend corrected me. No one can change the world. Unfortunately, I'm a realist too, right? Mm-hmm. But I can change people's perspective, and I think that's what matters.
Yeah, because you wrote a manifesto back in July of 2023, thinking you're like Jerry Maguire here.
Absolutely. So I was, I was very upset. My fiance had left, right? And that's why I've been married 2.5 times. And that's how it originally started. The man that's been married way too many times. That was my tagline. But yeah, and I was super upset, and I was like 2, 3 in the morning, whatever time it was, and I can't believe you found it. That's like good on you. Oh wow.
Oh, I just kept scrolling until I found it.
I would love to read it. I never read it in a while, but it basically was a Jerry Maguire moment, just saying I've given up so much for this because I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah, it says here, well, back then on Facebook, he had 6,500 friends, and this is July 31st of 2023.
Wow.
We are now in October of 2024, and he has 25,000. That is just on Facebook.
Yeah. We're breaking about 60,000 right now.
Yeah, and you're at 18,000 on
almost
Instagram.
500, and we're adding like 100 a day right now. It's pretty crazy. And I just got invited into this meta group for top creators. Actually, like a huge honor. So I can actually talk to like product managers at Facebook. It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
So
now your manifesto says NAPD has now turned into a movement for me, a movement to help others laugh, be more kind, and know their worth. But this comes at a big personal sacrifice, as not everyone loves the idea, but I can't stop. I couldn't even stop if I tried, because that is how much I believe in this. All the positive from people saying, thank you, you made my day. I needed to hear that. That's what keeps me going. Y'all keep me going. And the thing that I like about it,
I was like, I'm emotional. I'm a huge baby. Anybody that knows me, because it's not being upset. It's a thing of beauty. It's my heart. Like, this makes me like making people happy. It's like my core. It's what I need. It's like, I need that. And I'm supposed to do this. Like,
well, what I like about yours is it's silly and it's fun. Who cares what people think of you, because you're not going to meet half of them anyways. 100%. As long as you have a few people that laugh, that's all you need.
Literally. And the thing is, you kind of hit a nail on the head without hitting a nail on the head. And it's things that I've realized, right? Is that I use my humor and my energy and my big teeth, right? My big smile, and my teeth are real. They got verified by a real dentist. I had teeth week, but my point is, I draw them in with the energy, the humor, but it's always the perspective of positivity. It's always to make people feel better. Mm-hmm. And what do we say, 15,000 laughs at that point? We're like, I think, oh geez, I wonder.
That was plus reactions.
Yeah, the reactions were like 4 to like 800,000 views a month, like tens of thousands of reactions. Like, it's actually insane. These were meant to be, because there was 2 left, and I obviously had to hook up Tracy. Now, Tracy, what's your favorite color, blue or pink?
I'll take the blue.
Blue? Okay, well, I guess pink is
It is your color.
It is me, okay. So we might as well put some promotion in this. That's why I'm kind of wearing skeleton thing.
Not a poor decision, and I look
Any
horrible.
Channel. No, you look great. I love it.
He has merch. And they're fun. I was looking at them this morning.
Just cool stuff, because I'm real. What you'll find with me, like me or hate me or whatever, I want to put out, I'm not saying everyone go out crazy, right? What I'm trying to say is if I can act like this, and I'm not hurting anybody, why are you guys holding back? Because on your deathbed, the only poor decisions you will regret are the ones you didn't try.
And you're not hurting anybody.
Never.
You're having fun. Your kids haven't killed you yet, so they obviously
My kids are embarrassed of me, but all their friends love me.
You're
and
the cool dad.
Yeah, but I teach them right and wrong. I know when my kids go somewhere, they're going to be respectful, and I teach, you got to lead by action, right? A lot of people can talk.
And that's what I like about it. And I like the fact that you are actually garnering a huge following.
Yeah.
Are you on Twitter?
No,
Thank
no, we're not.
Are you
We keep-
on TikTok?
Yep, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Clapper, which Snapchat.
I have no idea what Clapper is.
Clapper's like a replacement for TikTok, supposedly. But I don't know if it's more Southern thing. I almost 7,000 people there, and they seem to love it. And the cool thing about Clapper and Facebook, by the way, is that you can do video responses. So like when I'm telling you, I'm doing 7 to 10 polished videos, reels or shorts or whatever, depending on the platform, a week. And I'm doing 4 to 5 video stories a day and video responses. So sometimes I'm doing 50 to 100 video responses a day. But it's what I'm supposed to do, because if I can show my big smile to make someone feel better, think about if you could have 100,000 people smile every day for 10 seconds because of you.
Oh, gosh.
And that's what I need. It's not even what I want. It's what I'm meant here to do. I would give anything up for that.
It's true.
Because I'm here as to give. And I don't know what else to say. That's really the truth.
Is this your full-time job now?
I'm trying to get into it. I still do a software. I still have a software business.
The day job's still there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, and it's an investment into like the world more than anything. And everybody needs money, sure, but as soon as I make money, I give it away, and you can see that in my history. I've done that my whole life, so whatever.
That's what it's there to make you happy. After you pay the bills, you do what you have to do to be happy.
And just like you, I'm doing this for free merch, right? That's the free merch we don't.
Hey, I finally got free merch.
The free merch we don't get.
Although, you also do have branding. You do branding for other people?
Yeah, so I have, we've had deals, right? I've done a ton of collaborations, lots of friends, but it's so interesting the people that are coming out of the woodworks and the brands and the bigger brands that are raising their hands.
If you can tell me one, because I mean, people have to go look across all of the platforms. It's at Not a Pour, P-O-U-R, Decision.
Decision.com, yep. And we'll tag it in here, obviously. But
the thing is if you're having big brands that are willing to stand behind those videos, that tells you that you can go out there, have fun, and make money at the same time, or at least get free stuff.
100%. The reality is that if you really look at my message, it's all about positivity. And again, I do extreme things, but so when you drive in Leamington or wherever, and you look out in the pastures, what color are the cows do you see?
Oh gosh, they are
brown, black, and white.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever seen a purple cow?
No, but I want to.
Okay, exactly. So if you want to stand out, you need to be the purple cow.
Yeah.
You need to be different. Now, I mentioned the Meta group. Meta is the owner of Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp, whatever. They invited me into an exclusive group, and that's by number. So I'm not going to get into the boarding details, but what gauges you is not necessarily your number of followers. It's the engagement. So industry standards 1 to 5%. I'm running at 6 to 7% on Instagram. So what that means is that people are getting the message and they're getting hooked because truly I have no bad bone in I just want good. It's just showing people you're worth it.
Yeah.
Right? Go out, smile more. Don't put up with shit.
Yeah, and you doing your fun
and my craziness, but you have to be different to get attention.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Please.
About your craziness is, what did you just do to your neighbors? I just saw that on your story this morning.
When I interviewed him with Batman?
All right. You were putting stuff on their property.
Oh, yeah. So what the funny thing is for years, so Not a Poor Decision's about 1.5 years old, let's say, something like that. But for years before, I've always been the clown that spends money to do
practical jokes.
Practical jokes, whatever. So one time I created this 20-foot banner that says #1 lawn since 1984. Whenever my neighbor had moved in, I asked his wife prior. She didn't know. They were gone for a week. I put a 20-foot banner that I got printed that says, and voted #1 best grass. His grass is beautiful. One time I've decorated my house. I put his house for sale. My best one, and we'll get into the one, the best one, and we'll get into the last we just mentioned. My favorite of all time, and Matt and Steph, they've been in a couple of my reels, not in, but just mention of them. They're really good friends of mine, and that's why I always kind of did things too. put a plastic tree in his backyard, and he didn't notice until his daughter 6 months later in Christmas.
And it's like, why do we have a green tree?
And it was plastic. But yeah, so last year when they were gone on vacation, I thought of the idea of putting all my Halloween and Christmas decorations on their front porch, lighted up in July or August or whatever it was. And I called it, what did I call it? Halloween. No, Xmas-ween. So like a combination. So I basically made up this holiday to spread joy at my buddy Matt's expense and stuff.
Okay, so you are going to help me then.
Anytime.
Okay, I love the OC.
Do you have a neighbor you hate or something?
No, I love the OC. I am way too old to love the OC from way back in the day. I was too old to love the OC back when it was around.
Yeah.
But I just found it. And Seth came up with Christmaka.
Let's do it. Oh, I can help you. I would
Hanukkah.
love to. We could do a collab.
I want Christmaka back.
You know what the funnest thing is? Okay, and I'm going to ask you this for a sec. Isn't it cool the people you meet? I'm sure you've met really cool people, maybe not so cool people, and I can understand that too.
Oh, yeah.
But isn't it cool, like how interesting it's, you know, we met at the Scare House, which we both love, right? Well, you were scared.
Scare
House. She was in my reel, actually.
Yeah.
You thought I'd protect you.
I need somebody to hold my hand.
And clearly it wasn't me, because I'm scaredy cat, right? But we met there, and it's like how weird. It's like, but I was this weirdo. It's like, you know, and it's like one of my sayings is go out and do. And I'm going to cut this to a point for a sec, right? And I'm the one that reached out to Scare House. And I said, I got a great idea for you guys, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it was a different idea at the time. And then they invited me, Jen from Tailgate, which we love, Jen.
I love Jen.
And she actually is really good friends with Matt and Steph, the ones I terrorize all the time, in good humor, okay? I love them very much. But how weird is that I meet all you great people? You guys are all kind of from like radio, whatever. I had no idea. I don't, you know, I barely had customers in Windsor. I don't have customers in Windsor.
Yeah.
So I've never been exposed to any of that, like in a sense.
Well, I've gone to a few of these content creator events where, you know, you have businesses, new businesses that'll invite the people to have a meal, have an experience. And that way we will take pictures, we'll take videos.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like a rating system. Instead of waiting for people to go online and give you a rating, you're getting a rating right then and there.
100%.
And you're getting the advertising, because advertising is so stinking expensive.
Because you know what? And ineffective. You want to know why it's ineffective? Okay. Let's say that I'm selling a house, okay? And if you don't like the house, you think it's freaking ugly. Will you ever be convinced of selling it, buying it?
No, that's
Not really, right? So you can't sell something, right, that no one wants. The reality is, and then on top of that, no one wants to be sold.
No.
When I walk into a clothing store and like, what do you need help? No, I don't, like F all kind of thing. But the reality is influencing in a sense, and I will never push a product I don't believe in, number one. That's just not me.
Here.
Right? But the thing is showing reality of it, right? I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'll say the good and bad, but that's the truth. It's peer review in a sense, right? So when you have some clout in a sense, like people believe what you say and you keep being genuine.
Well, and that's the thing is you get more responses. People are online. People are busy and they just seem
everything's
to scroll.
cutting short and it's quick and I'm learning that even more. The swipe is, you know, from the product managers at Meta. The swipe is so common, so you got to get people's attention again.
And I find on Instagram, I watch stories more than I look at their content.
Okay, so because it's interesting about the stories, but the reality is, even think back when you're watching TV. When I'm watching TV, which is very rare, I'm still playing on my phone. When I'm watching football, I'm still playing on my phone. Whatever, right? But the stories, it's interesting, right? So many people don't post enough to their stories. Because the reels is one thing. Reels is about your channel. The stories is you. The story, and I keep saying this, the brand is you. The brand, you know, you are the brand.
And that's why every post that I make, every reel that I make, I throw it in the story, because if something looks interesting, I'm going to click on it, and then I'll read the whole story or read the whole post.
And it allows you to tie it back to a highlight. So I don't know if you have highlights anyways, but yeah, but it's just an interesting world. And, you know, and it's like, it's weird. You know, my friend make fun of me. He's like, "You're the oldest influencer that I know." And I'm
He hasn't
like,
met me yet.
but yeah.
I'm not an influencer. I literally have 1,800 followers on Facebook.
But I don't think I'm an
or
influencer either. It's not what I'm trying. I guess that's my term.
Well, you
but
do want to be an influencer of
But
happiness.
for the good, yes, because I'm gonna have to get paid with something, and you know that's just reality. But I wouldn't push that exactly. Like everybody has to buy something. It's just how it goes. But I'm not gonna push something because I read an article so interesting, and I think influencer has such a bad connotation because people think influencers are the ones that have these big diamond rings and these freaking Rolex and this like G Wagon, G Unit, this and that, G iPhone, this. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Those are ridiculous.
If you're happy with what you have, you will always have a better day.
Exactly. And that's why I love doing this.
I love that you love doing it. I love
and
it.
It is a passion of mine, and it is a fruit of labor, of love, whatever you want to call it. And I make nothing out of it. I literally
and I love that because you're giving
out
back, but you're making people smile, I promise.
And the thing is it allows the small businesses, it allows, like I'm going to be doing a charity thing, is going to be on an upcoming podcast. People that can't afford to advertise.
100%.
Even advertising online can be pricey when you're picking your...
Beyond, are you kidding? Very expensive.
But it's not as expensive as print.
Oh, print is extremely expensive. And I mean, there's, in my opinion, hard to kind of gauge. If you're getting any, other than you're getting like a coupon code or mention this or that. It's all part of a bigger thing, right? And it's interesting too. So back to the manifesto for a second, interesting point. So I think, and you kind of said this without saying it, you might not even know you led to it, but it reminded me is that I think people look at me and they're like, this guy's a whack job, right? How can I tie my brain to it? And that's what I think back to the manifesto, and that's why it meant so much because it's changed so much from a year and a half ago, okay, number one. The edits, blah, blah, right? But the thing is people didn't know what I was, right?
I think the people that have, because
well, if they'll pay attention, they'll get it.
A lot less. You wrote this manifesto when you had a lot less followers than you do now.
Yeah.
I think you need to bring it back up so that the people that have found you since then get where your heart is at.
That's actually a great idea.
Because that way they're not going to swipe past you. They're going to say, okay, you're like one of those people that go out and give money, but you're giving feelings.
Well,
and you're giving laughs.
100%.
And money if you had it.
I definitely give money. So something we're coming out with, and I was so honored. Probably my biggest honor to date, one of the biggest.
I need some money.
Okay, I know, me too. I got some pennies that don't even exist in Canada anymore. Oh, dimes.
Oh, yeah. We'll do the dimes.
Yeah,
finish your thing.
But let me finish this really quick. And what were we talking about? We're talking about, there's a really good point here. So, so basically I was invited last week, and it's called Rose City, I'm so bad with names, Rose City Riot Para Basketball Team. Okay, so they are a wheelchair team. His name is John. He's the president. And just wait, because I did some footage there, and I was supposed to get him the real preview yesterday, and I got sidetracked because I got so much stuff to do. But this is near and dear to my heart. I'm telling you, I'm going to get them a trailer. Okay, so I say go out and do, right? Means go and fail. Do something. It means you got to fail to succeed. You have to fail to get to success. So these guys, you can be able-bodied or, not able-bodied, right? Handicap, right? And I played with them for 2 hours in a wheelchair, and these guys and women have not complained 1 second.
Yeah.
They were all jovial, they were all happy, all smiling. They were the epitome of go out and do. And at the end, you should have seen them putting away their trailer, like all their wheelchairs, because they take everything apart, and they're doing this for nothing. Like, it's just a small membership fee. You can go try it for free, highly recommend it. But the beauty of like just watching them, because action to me is much more important than words.
That would be
And this,
so
just
much
wait,
fun.
Trace, just wait till the video, because this is something you haven't seen. We have spent a lot of time in this, and he came to my place. Just wait, because the thing is, I want to make a difference. These guys deserve it more than anybody. So I'm going to start bugging some of my friends that I've helped a lot with. I need some money for this trailer. We're going to see this, because this is near and dear to my heart. My aunt passed away from MS, and I feel like this is her. giving me this opportunity because she would love this. She was an athlete. So guys, let's open our checkbooks.
For sure.
But that's what I want to help. Just like you, we love
Oh, yeah.
the good causes.
I mean, how much fun was that to go out
blast.
there? And,
A blast.
okay, we're going to even put an even bigger spin on that. How did your arms feel the next day?
I've been working out for the past 3-4 months. That
It's
was,
cheaper than a gym membership.
that was a workout. I still can feel my arms, and these guys are incredible. And I'm not like a great dancer at all. I'm not even super coordinated. I definitely never match my clothes. I think maybe partially like colorblind or something. But these guys can like dribble. They can freaking go. They can stop. They can spin. They can freaking jam you. It's like bumper freaking wheelchairs. It's actually a freaking blast. And then, but these guys are such good spirits. I'm not going to tell you, but again, it's about the 3 seconds, right? The opening video has to get people's attention, and I promise you, this is going to get people's attention.
Good.
And these guys are open sports, but we're doing it for a reason, and that's what I think people need to understand is like the more and more brands are. I think a lot of people were sitting on the sidelines and not knowing what's up, and then more and more people keep raising their hand because if you really pay attention, like you said, to my content, it's all a purpose for it.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I mean,
you know, and you got to think, right? Think back when Snoop Dogg, right? Weed, for example, legal in Canada, right? People looked at him and said, oh, he's just a pothead. He's an idiot, right? And I'm just saying there's always judgment.
Always.
But
and with him, okay, was he a drug dealer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart and him.
She went to jail too for work.
Yeah, but her and him are best friends, and she has a CBD line. Like, it's all fun.
You'll always have people that judge, and that's okay. Yeah. Phoebe. I know, Bonk does the same thing.
She's discovered barking, and
I know, it's Trice, you don't have to like worry about me. I have a dog that's an a-hole, trust me.
Oh man, your dog's adorable.
Oh, yeah, he's so adorable. She's so cute. I would have her here with me if I could. Like, I mean.
Oh yeah, she's in training.
I know, my dog has that thing on his like harness in training because it's like that's the only fit him. He's so big.
How did you go from software development, and I know you're the back end of that,
so crazy,
to this?
I know. Well, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or so, we went. So it was me and my me and my ex-fiance went away to Cuba for a week. We got back, and the next day we left with my 3 kids for Florida for 2 weeks. So I don't know. So I'm trying to think if it was before or after. I think it was around that time I got back. My buddy Ray, which is in a couple of my videos, was over one day at the bar. It was me, my ex, and Ray sitting there. And Ray was getting married. He's getting married soon. And then, I don't know, we were like, my ex was saying something, and I started saying a joke. I'm like, oh, don't worry, I know I've been married too many times. And then for some reason, I'm like, trust me, from the man that's been married. And they started laughing, and I don't know why. And I just started creating like one-liners. And then you have to understand it's a whole history because then I was actually thinking of getting out of software at that point, and I was actually in training, not for real estate, but to run a real estate team. So I went to California, got trained, spent lots of money, but I didn't, no interest in it, right? And then in the airport, talk about fate, my buddy Hayden messaged me. I don't know, we were chatting here and there, and Hayden and I have worked together off and on for like 15 years.
Okay.
And he's an online marketing expert, and he had this idea, and we're chatting on Messenger, I think, Facebook Messenger, and we're going back and forth. I was in the airport coming home from California, and he's like, yeah, I got this email newsletter idea because I have a software background, right? And I said, well, I have this like video idea, and I had come up with the name Poor Decision because my bar is called Poor Decision, and I added, the creator, my neighbor, like the one that helped me build it, he pretty much built it. Came up with the name Poor Decision, and I added the S for the divorces. But, so I thought of not a poor decision, right? So the opposite of a poor decision is a good thing. And it was easy to market, yada, yada, yada. So I was telling him about this, and I'm like, well, like, why don't we just do this together, figure out, you know, and we thought at the time that the Not a Poor Decision channel would be a marketing avenue for these newsletters and such that we were working on, these back-end sites, right? And it kind of flipped around, and the first one, and just watch my first video where I'm cutting with my chainsaw with the couch on my front yard, was sponsored by The Season, which is something we killed in a sense. But it's funny how in business things pivot. You got to pay attention. Yep. Where's the data show you? So anyways, so Not a Poor Decision came from like, you know, The Ugly Stepchild to like prime time, and that's what we've been kind of focusing on since. And it just, but through the years, people have told me you should be on YouTube. You ought to, everybody said you're very, because I am interesting, I guess, and I don't act. It's just how I am.
You're very high energy, very high energy. Now, if you had somebody, kids or whatever, that want to, all kids want to get famous, or at least not even famous, as have a lot of followers.
Yeah.
How would you explain to them to garner followers, to find their niche, to do what you've done?
What you're going to do. Okay, so number one, it's so funny. I get this question all the time, even from family. My business partner, Hayden, his cousins came to him 6 months ago, and they're like, we want to do a channel, yada, and this can answer your question. And he's like, okay. He's like, it's not easy, and he's like, okay, you got to start doing videos daily. So within a week, they come back to like, he's like, how's your channel going? Oh, we gave up. It was too much work. Nothing's happened. So legit, Trace, you have to understand, it's been whatever, a year and a half. And I've done, I think I counted the other night, like I kind of did an Excel calculation. I'm running on almost 700 published videos. Like, and I mean just reels. And then there's posts and there's stories, like probably like 1,000 stories, who knows, plus 1,000, let's say. So best answer, consistency. And something someone told me in the group yesterday, in the Facebook group, that special group, they were like, the audience is what decides. So what it is pay attention, right? You have to be not scared to get out of your comfort zone.
And that's me, is I got to get
you
my head out
do
of
it.
my
Go
ass.
out and do.
I am the biggest contradiction there is out there, because I will tell everybody, why do you care what people you don't know think of you? I don't care if I have no friends. I'm happy, because guess what? Sometimes friends are a job.
Trace, 100%.
But then it's like I put the phone up, and it's like I go to make a story, and it's like I get all embarrassed, and it's like,
but you can't,
why am I caring?
Exactly.
Why?
But that's just
it's
so
hard to get over.
99, and let me tell you about me, 99.9% of people's worst enemy is themselves, number one. Number two, it took me, so I left that part out, I completely forgot. It literally took me about probably a month and a half to 2 months, no joke, 4 to 8 weeks to actually press the release button on YouTube. That was the first video I released. Was actually a compilation of whatever. I had been interviewed in the by a video camera crew or a news crew in Florida after a hurricane. Anyways, and I compiled it, but it took me 2 months. So, so people look at me like, how do you do things? You have to understand now that I go out to like public places in my Batman suit, and I'm like the Italian Batman, right? Like I have like no shirt on, I have like a ripped, but it's supposed to be like that, right? And the mask is ripped. But I've like, at first, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I first went out to the lake off of Riverside there, near my house in Tecumseh, this guy came out and I was videotaping, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I lost a bet. I was so embarrassed, right? Because like, you're in a robe in the middle of winter at a water park, So what it is, like, I don't know if I'm embarrassed anymore or it's just stage fright, but you just got to get over it. And it's the only way of doing it is going out and doing. Stop talking about it. Do it.
And the other thing that I can contribute that I've learned is the hashtag. A lot of people, they don't throw out hashtags, or they will throw out the most popular hashtags. And I learned from somebody that don't throw out a hashtag that has 11 million views, and that's my made-up number. But
I love that number. I'm going to write that.
11 million.
I'm going to write that down.
Because it's going to get lost in there. So you want to do a hashtag that has like maybe 100,000 or whatever. You're going to be found in there, and throw as many hashtags and your keywords. And I'm learning the keywords right now. I've been throwing hashtags, and that's how I'm starting to get a little
movement. But let me tell you something about hashtags, okay? Let me tell you something very important and many people overlook, and I'll tell you the truth about it because I hear it right from the product managers. Okay, so let's say you have a video on your dog, okay? And you put hashtag cat, okay? You know what's gonna happen is, okay, cat might be popular, and this is an example, but what do you think is gonna happen is when Meta, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, takes your video that's about a dog, right, and shows to people that are expecting a cat. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to swipe.
Yeah.
Because they're not interested. It's a mismatch,
Exactly.
okay? So it's the same content. This has been all night. It does not get into it, nerd shit. But Keep in mind, don't just use hashtags just to use hashtags. It's going to hurt you.
Exactly. And that's why, like, mine's never going to get massive because I'm a very finite
You're
area.
local, but you're still...
But I'm still using the YQG hashtags.
Correct.
Windsor, Essex County, Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Those are easy ones that you're going to get locally followed. And then I try to hashtag whatever is on the podcast or where I'm at and sharing it with people, inviting them to collaborate with,
is a
because
huge
they
thing.
have huge things.
Yeah, it's a reach.
And then you're going to be noticed by their friends and family, their followers as well. But I just did one with Sarah Parks. Okay, so
Sarah Parks the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's my first ex-wife's cousin. She knows me.
Yeah, so I hashtagged horse because
funny.
Clive was in the podcast with us.
That's okay, but she is associated with her. That makes sense.
Right. So you have to do it that way.
Just as important as hashtag, do you use location?
Yes.
Okay, because location's a really important thing too.
Yes, and because I did a bunch of them during the Amherstburg Farmers Market at GL Heritage.
Okay.
So all of my location was tagged at GL Heritage. This will be tagged at Windsor, Essex County.
Super important.
Yeah, Capitol Theater, and people will find you that way because
100%.
a lot of, and even in the podcast, people don't understand that in the podcast when you're posting on, say, RSS or Spotify, they will ask for your locations.
Yeah.
You put it in there. But I'll tell you one thing, RSS is getting really good because they're the ones that will send it everywhere to iHeart, to Apple, to Amazon, to Spotify.
It's just a hook.
They send them everywhere. That's where your podcasts go. But they have now got it so that they will get rid of all of the spam, get rid of the bots, get rid of the people that accidentally clicked on it. So when you see how many people have watched your video, they've actually watched it for more than a minute.
Yeah. That's huge too.
And I'm in the States.
That's amazing. Because people move, the world is so mixed.
Well, also Windsor, Essex County is becoming a really nice destination area. We have Airbnbs, we have...
And we're proximity everywhere. See my video on Tecumseh, same thing, right?
We have so much going on here
100%.
that people are starting to watch Windsor, Essex County because we're close to the States, we're close to Toronto, and we're a destination area.
100%. And we have YQG in Bloom, I think. That's the podcast name.
Try to.
And then Not a Poor Decision. What else do they want?
Well, you get happiness here.
And you too.
Okay, I will tell you one embarrassing funny story is he gives me his address to go and watch my thing.
Yeah, keep going.
to go meet him for a drink at his bar. It says Not a Poor Decision, and Apple sends me, and that's when I found out it was a backyard
I know,
bar.
you thought...
I thought you owned a bar.
A lot of people make that mistake, by the way. And it's so funny. Didn't Jen tell you, or who told? I was laughing so hard when you said that. People ask me all the time on Facebook.
Jen knew.
They were just probably trying to tease you, yeah.
But,
sorry, I'm just trying to fix my costume here.
Yes, but...
I don't know if
honestly,
that was appropriate for your people. Maybe.
Oh, no, it's appropriate. Okay.
We'll show in a minute. Yeah, we'll just...
But
I didn't want to wear that one. But.
People need to give you no, you a chance because you are funny. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
He gets a lot of messages from me. Put a shirt on. Dad bods are not hot. Come on. You know, you should get sponsored by Nair.
And Socks underwear. I do love my Socks underwear. But anyways, yeah.
Definitely a Nair collab there.
I definitely have a big... See, I should have left this open because...
He's Italian.
My podcast, I do garage gym all the time. I did my first one in my robe.
Well, how do you do a gym when you got the dad bod going on?
The thing is, I just don't have time to work. I work outside. My son's like the workout king. He's 14, he makes me go, you know. But when you start going, because mental and physical health are so tied.
Well, the walks with your dogs.
100%, and I do that all the time. And the thing is, right, back to your stories. Like, I do stories a lot of times when I'm walking, but they're all off the cusp, you know. I read something, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Then my crazy brain starts going. And it's just doing, because the thing is, you are your own worst critic.
Yep.
You know, and when you see yourself, you're like, I don't like my voice, I don't like this and that. Stop.
Yeah, enjoy. Now, he's going to show
Yeah.
us something that his mom bought him.
So my mom, a few years ago, I said, Mom, I need a costume for my daughter, right? And she was 9 or 10 at the time. She comes home and my mom's an amazing woman, doesn't know what's up. Off the boat in a sense, like always, she's the best mom ever, does everything for anybody.
Wonderful Italian mom.
Yeah, and doesn't pay attention clearly. So she comes home and I read the title, it says Skelebaner, and I'm like, what? And then I open it. Okay, Trace, hold on, I don't want to poke your eye out.
It's one of those stories that you have to watch more than once.
Yeah, like
It seriously
like
is.
there's a pump, okay, Trace, like you can't. So I'm like, Mom, my daughter is not wearing this. Okay, this is years ago, before the channel. So then a couple years, last year I thought, oh my God, I was like, this is hilarious. And then, so actually, as we speak, this video is probably at 15,000 or 20,000 on TikTok right now, and it's going very well on all platforms, to be honest. But this is the review after 2 years, because I have fun with, the thing is, and this is what brands need to understand, just for a second, is that I make fun of situations. Nothing's perfect. I'm never going to do anything evil. I'm never going to do anything illegal. Okay, yada, yada. And I am a little bit fun, sure. Crazy, yes, but I'm much smarter than I act and look. You have to be different, and there was a point to that. Yeah, the thing is, with you, Trace, people right away will be like, okay, Trace is a great person to promote it because you're straight and narrow in a sense, even though you still swear. No, you're not. She's still hot. Don't even listen to her. Anyways, but my point is, like, you're just more straight and narrow, and that's what I think it's going to take brands to realize, but people are realizing it. I've had a big shoe company, I can't, whatever. It's called Canvas Shoes or big, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but my point is there's a lot of big brands. I've had like big soap companies. I'm actually in talks with some hair products and stuff. I can't say anything yet. But
I need samples.
yeah, of course. Oh, I can get you a sample. I'll get you some samples. But my point is that like you'll notice, if you look at my numbers, they're incredible. Oh my God, hook me up with some pops.
Oh, sorry, throw it at you.
Speaking of pop, oh, these are bomb. Like these are, Trace, you're like the best podcast. I'm gonna tell my cousin he's so cheap and get me some good shit. Like,
hey, I worked for this. I went to the opening of Rent and we had an event and we got all old school candy. And I gave a lot to my stepdaughters and it's like, you ain't get my pops.
and grape is my favorite kind for real, by the way.
I've given them to my dogs before.
That's pretty good, actually.
So if you hear the popping
It's like Rice Krispies. So when are we doing our collab, Trace? What do we want to do? We can do something fun. We can do something so fun for us. Okay, I'll think of something fun for you because, okay, so what do you do photography? We can do anything you want. We can do everything.
Photography, we
can do this.
Video.
This is so cool. Yeah, we could even do, what would be fun? A Windsor-oriented one because you and I, let me think about it. Something about like, you and I like going to different places or something. I don't know, even like a walkthrough because, have you seen my Tecumseh walkthrough yet?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going crazy. But it's the truth, right? And it's like, I don't know if you saw my Batman one in the apartment, right? I did that for a real estate. Alex Rose, she's a great friend of mine. I'm great friends with her dad. But the thing is being different. And that's gotten twice in a row that Instagram has messaged, sent me a notice and saying that's getting bigger reach than you don't want to be sold. Where I'm gonna find you the right buyer in that case, right? I can't make someone buy it, but I can raise the awareness of it. So you're old enough. You're like 29 now again?
Yeah,
okay.
Almost 30.
So you know the Miracle of Dreams, the Field of Dreams, the movie? Isn't it the whole tagline, if you build it, they will come? My point is, if you build something, it could be the best widget in the world, it could be the best video, whatever, but if you can't market it, you're never gonna sell it, is what I'm saying. It's not just build it, they will come. You have to raise awareness, and that's what I'm good at, I'm just saying.
And one thing I've noticed from you is that what people need to do is when you first open your Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media account, and I'm talking while I'm popping and my husband's going to die listening to this and then
kill you.
Is you have your old videos, you have your old reels. Reuse them because the people that are following you now,
100%.
a lot of times they don't have time to go back and scroll through all your old stuff. Throw them out again.
So Trace,
throw them out again on TikTok.
I'm going to do something fun
You do that
right
a
now.
lot.
I'm going to do something. Yeah, because the thing is, I have 700 videos. I'm going to show you a video that comes out tonight around 6 o'clock. So what I did was I took an old video, but this is different. You're talking about me just sharing back to my story, which I highly suggest.
Yeah.
If you look at the data, you'll notice which ones are doing well, et cetera, et cetera. So try to take an old reel that you did or had success with and redo it in a different spin.
You talked briefly the other day about is World Mental Health Day.
Yeah.
And your reels are awesome to
Always
just kind
about
of make you laugh. If you're feeling down, just go watch the dad bod with
Yeah,
with
dad
no
bod.
shirt.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I feel sorry for
too.
Batman
Me
and
too.
you just
Dad.
Bad dad.
Yeah, Batman. Don't worry, he's got. Oh, you see, I got lots. I love Batman. That's
Yes.
But that's what it is, right? It's just to draw them, and it's like. But if you watch it, like I actually have serious stuff, but so many people have said to me, it's like you can take a complicated kind of like solution or whatever, right? But dummy it down, because the thing is, it's not dumbing it down. It's like it's making it digestible.
Yes.
Because I'm giving you positive messages, but in a fun way, because people don't want to be sold. I've already said this.
Yep.
No one wants to be sold.
No.
They want to be part of something. They want to feel good. And I want people to feel good.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I did a podcast the other
Right?
the
Come
other
on.
night, and I had to walk to the car to go get the car so that we could unload everything. And we were parked a block away, and we're downtown. And there's this big older guy sitting on a bench, and I'm not sure if he was of sound mind or not, but as I'm walking down the street and my husband's like, "Are you okay to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I can kick ass if I need to." And he starts hooting at me, and damn, I can eat lunch off of that. And
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I died, and I'm like, "Okay, still got it. I'm good."
You're like, damn, girl. But you don't know that I'm sound mind either, so I just put that in there. That's the best where you got hit on. But
was
that's
the
what. But
best.
see, it's like some people would look at that and get offended. It's like, come on, the guy just
You take it from where it is.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you have a humor. Like, you don't be creepy about it. The guy's like complimenting you, whatever.
Well,
It's-
I mean, chances
love
are he was
that.
probably creepy. I just
But
chose
I love
to
that.
like
But
the
you chose
fact
to laugh,
that-
and Trace, I freaking love that about you. Like
That was fun.
makes me smile.
Yeah, and if you want to smile, you got to watch Not a Poor Decision.
Thank you, Trace.
It's true. And
Thank you.
if you want to get online and you just let it all hang out, not literally,
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're an
have done
OnlyFans.
that. No,
but just have fun, enjoy yourself, find your niche. And I liked what you said when he was on Coffee with Brainer. There is no such thing as failure unless you stop trying.
Correct. Trace, have you ever met someone that's failed that's never given up?
I've
haven't
had
either.
so many different careers.
But that's my point. You won't
just keep going.
necessarily get what you want, but when you know your worth, you will only accept the best.
Exactly. So make sure
Never give
that,
up.
Yeah, never give up.
Never
Keep-
surrender. I told you I'd sing. Oh, if we could put on Never Surrender. I already know who sings that, but whatever.
I don't know.
I know you love
either.
my singing, Trace.
Yeah, he even the dog does.
Yeah, the dog's pissed about it, yeah.
But I have to thank you, Ben,
Yeah, no,
so
thank
much.
you, Trace. I had a freaking blast. Thank you.
It was great. And again, my name is Tracy Martins. This is YQG and Bloom. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And on Instagram, I am at YQG and Bloom Podcast. And this is at Not a Poor, P-O-U-R,
Pouring decision. Thank you, Trace. I love you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Guys,
Have a good one.
let's smile more.